Okay, I think we are on now, right?
Yes, sure. Please continue.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, so while I continue, and if you are lucky, you ask your CEO, and your CEO says, "Oh, that's the person that stands in the gap for me," because obviously some product managers are doing the task the CEO wants to run away from. And a simple way I used to put it, product managers are the personnel, the headaches the product managers don't want to have, the headaches the CEO don't want to have, the product managers will just have to stand in and face them, right? So in a simple definition, because I'm sure some of us, or if most of us did not know, almost all of us will know rather, that a product manager, there is a lot of definition as to who a product manager is. But in my own term, I'm very, very simple. When I'm engaging with people, Dolapo, what do you do? Who are you? This is the definition I give them. A product manager manages everything that must be done to build, ship, and maintain a product, right? No matter what you do daily in your organization as a product manager, everything cuts across these three things. You build, right? And once you build, you don't want to leave it into into the hands of the developers and have it sit in their code base and just have it sit there. You ship out as well. And once you ship out as well, once you ship out as well, you are able to maintain the product. Maintaining the products is, at the point where you have to like update and update. That's another word for maintain. So in all entirety, this is what a product manager does. Now, which brings us to the main deal of the day. Why are product managers needed in organization? Are they just needed to build products? Obviously, they wouldn't be the one to build the products, right? They just manage how the product is being built by having the engineers get their hands dirty on what they should build. They wouldn't be the one to most likely ship the product, right? Shipping the product out can be, the engineers, deploying the products on the live server and the marketing team having to, go about selling the products and, telling people about the products. And is somebody trying to raise their hand? I can't see the screen though, so I should know. Anyone? Can anyone answer that? Okay, all right, I'll continue. So a product manager, most likely ships the product out and then maintain the product such that, oh, users are complaining. We should have these updates. We should have these things, added to this product such that it will make life easy for us. That's maintaining the product. Now, why are product managers, you know, needed in any organization? It is more of problem identification, right? As a product manager, you identify problem for a particular business and you go on to create such solution for that particular problem, identifying key market needs and opportunities. That's one of the things a product manager does, and that is why you are needed on, yeah, rather in the organization. You are needed on the table rather and in the organization, right? You don't just come to the organization and say, oh, because you're a product manager, you just want to build roadmap, you just want to write PRDs, you just feel okay, you can tell the engineers what is the update. No, you have to find a problem. What are your users facing out there? How can you help in solving this problem? And it will bring much more profit to the business of the organization. This is one reason why a product manager is needed in any organization. Another reason why they are needed is solving conflict of roles. You see, for a product manager, if only a product manager can discern that, okay, this thing it's meant for front end to attend to it. This thing is meant for back end to attend to it. This thing is meant for the web designer, the product designer to sit on it. We see some product teams such that by the time they ship out some product and realize that, wait, is there no designer on this team? You could tell there's no designer on the team because they just built something and they just wrote product requirements and they just give it to the developer, not knowing that the designer is supposed to go through the product requirements, build out visuals for it, and then the visuals is being passed down to the developer to implement before you push live. So this conflict of roles is being solved by a product manager, and a project manager knows, okay, this is who is to do what. All right. Now the next thing is product documentation. You see, product documentation is very, very important to every team, and it helps in user education as it is a very important thing, right? user stories, acceptance criteria. All of these things are product documentation, and they are very, very, very important in everything. With a product manager on board, you are able to get all of this done, right? And product documentation serves as a source of truth, such that maybe your engineer ended up designing something else or building something else entirely, right? You can always go back to your acceptance criteria, which is a documentation, and say, hold up, backend, this is not what I wrote in this acceptance criteria. This is not the functionality being written out here. However, you could say that because there is a product documentation that guides the team in getting this thing done. This is one of the many reasons why a product manager is needed. The other reason is product roadmap establishment. You see, to every destination, there is a journey, right? And to every journey, there should be a guide. I didn't say there is a guide, because some people can just stand up one day and say, I want to go here. There is no guide, but there should be a guide. And now with that guide in a product state and in a product team is what product roadmap is all about. Product roadmap helps you manage timeline. It helps the stakeholders, the CEOs, it helps them manage your expectation for the team and their expectation for the team in terms of budgeting, finance, resource allocation. As a product manager, by the time you've been able to put out all of these things in terms of the establishment of your roadmap, it helps them to, put in the best foot forward to say, okay, I think we should be able to roll out this MVP in 3 months. Though sometimes it happens such that you might not be able to manage blockers that can come around. All right. But having this roadmap helps you to effectively, okay, maneuver things that are going to be happening because oh, we are at this checkpoint. And before we move to the next thing, we're having this blocker. You could recognize you are at this checkpoint. That's how you can move on to the next thing, right? So these are one of the many reasons why a product manager is needed in any organization whatsoever, right? And stakeholders management. You see, as a product manager, right, you have access to your CEOs, you have access to your business, you have access to almost everything. But sorry to put that to you. Maybe your organization is not giving you access to everything. Don't feel bad. It might just be a very, very, very big organization, right? And you're just focused on the product and you just have access to the CEO. Or you have access to just your group product manager, or you have access to your chief executive product manager. It is very, very different. And stakeholder management generally is relative. As a product manager, some organizations have you report to your line manager, and some organizations have you report to your group product manager, not the vice product manager, right? We have all of these things. But the key takeaway from here is the fact that you are able to manage the expectation of your stakeholders. By the time you are having blockers and maybe you need resources concerning your team, you know who to meet. By the time you are having your review with your stakeholders, you are telling them, we are very sorry, this product won't be able to go live at this time because of, and this is why. Things like that is stakeholder management. And the ability for you to manage stakeholders, because your stakeholders, your CEOs will not interact directly with your engineers. Normally, that's how it should be. I understand lean management and all of those things, yeah. But normally, that's how it should be. You should interact with your engineers and your designers, and then you give them feedback, you give them reports of work done, and all of those things. So, as a product manager, it saves them time. Even your CEOs, they are busy. They are busy blowing the trumpet of the business out there, attending meetings such that they can get maybe sponsors, investors, and all. So by the time they are done from there doing their own job, you want to meet with you. You are helping them manage their expectation concerning the team. All right. Now the next thing is customers advocates. Customers are king when it comes to products, and when you are relating to when you are relating to customers, you are chief, right? When I say you are chief, you are getting feedbacks from these customers. From outside the company, you are getting feedbacks from the customers. And by the time you get into the company, you are speaking on their behalf, right? When I say you are speaking on their behalf, what I'm trying to say is, oh, our users are having this issue. I saw a feedback that was sent to us concerning our product flow. Maybe we could have worked on this. Maybe this rate, this flow is quite, expensive for them to use, and it is compared to our competitors, everything is slower, right? These are ways in which product manager, and trust me, if this feedback or if this report is coming directly from the product managers, they will look into it because They are trusting your instinct and they are trusting your knowledge about the role. They believe, okay, you've heard about it, and what can we do? All right. So you are a customer advocate. So maybe after this call and you get back to your place of work and somebody somehow your customer just sent you a message. Why is this thing not working? Please don't tell them to go and meet customer support, right? You can give a listening ear. Give a listening ear, keep them calm. And as a product manager, I just have to put this out there. You must have a quality listening ear. It is not customers speaking and you are interrupting them. No matter how much of understanding you have concerning feeling of the pain they are experiencing using your product, you can't understand it. Why? You just build, they are the users. They are the one constantly using the product. By the time you say you are using the product, maybe you are using it from the perspective of testing, A/B testing and all of those testing, right? But they are the users. Sometimes I'm sure some of us have this experience whereby we build products, we ship it out, and at the end of the day, we see that the way users are using these products out there, it's not even like we didn't even think about it at all in any way that they could make use of these products in this way. All right. So that's being part of customers advocates, and that is one reason why a product manager is needed. Your CEO wouldn't want to be here because your CEO might just be worried that why are they bringing this issue to me? Why do I have to handle this? But as a product manager, you have to stand in and attend to that. The next thing is cross-functional communication. You see, I have to put this out here, and it is very important for you to know that when they say you're going to be wearing many hats, this is what they meant, right? You are interfacing with the marketing team, you are interfacing with the design lead, the design team, you are interfacing with the engineering team, you are interfacing with almost all the teams, right? And your ability to communicate very well and effectively will affect the product, all right? One of the things, in which you need to communicate with the marketing team is your product messaging. If you can't communicate the product message effectively with the marketing team, there is no way they want to represent the product well out there by the time they are putting it out to the users. Although you wouldn't be in front of everything, taking the lead of everything, but you are going to most likely, have a say in everything. That is why, as a product manager, you must have enough knowledge about your product because marketing team will most likely come to you. I've had issues where marketing will just come to you, hi PM, this is this is that, and then I want us to have a call. The next thing is okay, let's have this call, let's trash this out. Why? They will have enough knowledge to be able to represent you out there. So cross-functional communication, you are not limited as a product manager to the engineering team alone, right? You are not limited as a product manager to the design team alone. You are extended to the marketing team, every other team in the organization, because you are the product owner. You bet this product. All right. So the next thing here is driving growth and profitability. I will say this that no matter how good you are building a product, right? No matter how good you are building a product, if your product can't make profits, there is no point, having the product go live, right? And no matter how good you are as a product manager, if your product is not making profit for the organization, even though the organization have enough money to pay you up, at the end of the day, at one point in time, they wouldn't have enough money to keep up the payment anymore, and you will lose your job. If for any reason you are thinking, oh, my company should not make money, why should I drive their growth and profitability? Think that it comes back to you, right? Think that it comes back to you at the end of the day. It comes back to you. And before you know it, if the company is not making money, if the organization is not growing, you yourself, you won't grow. All right. You won't grow. There's no chance for growth. By the time you are speaking out there, there's no room for evidence. Let me put it that way. There's no room for evidence because your company is not growing. The products you're managing is not growing. There's no profit, right? And companies thrive on two things: profitability and visibility, right? Those are the two major things companies want. Some companies have made so much profit that at some point they just want to they have visibility such that okay, they now want to make so much profit. And some startups, as a product manager, part of the things you can help them with is the visibility of each product. All right. So these are some of the many things. We have quite a lot of things a product manager can do and why they are needed in any organization. And that is why I've carefully selected these 8 things, to drive it home for us as to, the importance of a product manager in a team. Now, very carefully, I'll be moving on to this next thing where I state product managers are indispensable assets to any organization, right? You see, when I say indispensable assets, well, somebody might say, oh, nobody is, indispensable. Anybody can be taken off at any time. Yes, if you do your job well, you can be taken off. And if you do not do your job well, you can still be taken off. Thinking about layoffs and everything out there, you see, even global scale PMs being laid off from work, and you're wondering, what are they doing wrong? It is just numbers at the top, right? Just numbers. You are just a number to the team, and before you know it, you are just another -1, and then it's all gone. But deep down in your place of work, building your product managers are indispensable assets to any team, like any team at all, because the CEO wouldn't even have time. If the business really wants to grow big, not remaining lean, and you can't forever remain lean. If the business really wants to grow big, product managers are the core of doing things. They manage things. They set timelines. All right. They manage expectations. They allow people know, okay, this is the timeline. This is going to be taken off. This is the time we have to do all of these things. These are the new things we're focusing on. They manage expectations, right? Just like my team, one of my team, right? With my CEO, I have this weekly review such that they tell us, okay, this is what I've been doing out there. The CEO, this is what I've been doing out there. This is the feedbacks I've gotten. What do you think we can do this week? These are the feedbacks. What feature do you think we can bring out of this? And then as a product manager, your CEO can't just come to your engineering team and say, everybody, please stop what you're working on. This is what you should work on now. All right. Maybe if an investor is coming next week, maybe for the money. But a reasonable product team wouldn't stop anything they are doing, especially when you have a product manager on the team. Is if you don't have a product manager on the team, that the CEO will just come and say, guys, I want you to stop what you're doing now. Let's focus on this next feature. And then they go, I want to stop what you're doing now. Let's focus on this next feature. All of this won't be able to manage the team very well. And these are the reasons why some product team have high burn rates, such that there is low productivity and there is high influx of very much busyness. Everybody is just busy on the team. Nobody is doing anything. They are just busy moving around. There's no productivity. I hope you understand that. So this is the point where I'm going to wrap it all up. And again, I will drive it home by saying, no matter what you do, no matter what you think, no matter how much level of imposter syndrome that is kicking you right now, just know that if you do your job so well as a product manager, you are an indispensable asset to any organization you find yourself. All right. So this is where I cut it off. And thank you so much for having me this evening. I sincerely appreciate you all. Thank you. I don't know if you have any question or anything. All right, Tosin, I think I'm done.
Thank you so much for this impactful section, Dolapo. I think that you deserve more than a round of applause. Can you guys just drop emojis? Drop the emojis like saying thank you. Drop in the comment section and say thank you to Dolapo. Dolapo really touched important parts of why product managers are needed in an organization, product identification, managing stakeholders, and he was able to do justice to that very well. So let's entertain questions. If you have a question, can you raise a hand? I think we still have a good time to take some questions. So if you would like to ask any question, can you please raise your hand? Okay, Jerry, please go ahead with your question.
All right. Thank you so much for this section. Really appreciate Mr. Dolapo. Okay, I want to ask a question, and is that what is okay, you talked about the product manager. I want to ask, is there or are there difference between a product manager and a product owner? Is the CEO the same with the product owner, or is just word, or they are words that are used interchangeably? I mean, product owner and the product manager. Thank you.
Okay, so basically, in a way, they are interwoven, right? So, but one core, how would I say, one core JD of a product owner is the fact that they are more focused on the user story aspects, delivering features, and focusing on everything that the customer needs, right? But generally, the product manager is responsible for managing like the entire product life cycle, from concept to like launch. I hope we're together. Is that clear? Did I answer your question?
Hello, sir.
All
Hello.
right. Can anyone hear me?
Hello.
Yes, we can. Please continue. Jerry, did he answer your question?
Sorry, I think my network is. I would appreciate if you can just repeat maybe a few sentences from what you said.
All right, all right. So let me go over it again. Basically, right, the product owner is more just focused on delivering features and more of user stories and working on customer needs, right? I will call it product owner is a subset of a product manager, but generally a product manager is much more focused on the entire product itself, like from the concept of the whole launch, the ideation down to launch, where product owner can just come in between, and do a little thing of, oh, this is the feature we're to work on, this is the user story we're covering, and this is the time need, this is the users. Now, these things are very, very much relative, depending on the organization. Are we together? I hope that's clear.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay, so thank you so much for giving that detailed response. Do we have any other questions from anyone? Do we have any other person that wants to ask any question? Can you raise your hand? Okay, I don't think we have any more persons with any further questions. Thank you so much, Dolapo, for this impactful section, and thank you for choosing to be hosted on our product section tonight. And I do hope that next time we'll come calling, you'll be ready to answer us.
I look forward to that. Thank you
Yes.
so much for having me this evening.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining also. Okay, I think someone will just drop the question in the chat box.
Oh, okay.
Is it also possible for a product manager to run a sprint? I know it's usually Scrum Masters.
Yeah. It's very much possible. So sprint does not have to do with role. Sprint is a management strategy. Yeah. So sprint does not have to do with role. Sprint is majorly a management strategy. Anybody could run a sprint in its entirety. Sprint just meant, okay, for this week, this is our focus. So at the end of that week, which means at the end of that sprint, what have we covered? Now, sprint can be a 1 week thing and it can be 2 weeks thing, depending on how you want to run it, depending on how strong your team is, right? So that's why they say, and for organizations that don't have enough capacity to bring in a scrum master, a product manager can, take up this the sprint process and just, run it. It's nothing majorly. It's more of management strategy of, oh, we want to have this result within this particular timeline. We want to get this thing done. And sprints can be 1 week sprint, 2 week sprint, still on. This is the result we want at the end of the sprint. That's it. I hope I've been able to answer your question, Atinike.
Atinike, has it done justice to that? Is that okay? Oh yeah.
All right. Cool.
Thank you.
Cool.
So Dolapo, would appreciate if you can drop your social media handles so that anyone that wants to join or follow you on LinkedIn, on Instagram, or any social media platforms, Twitter, to be able to easily connect with you. So you can just drop that in the chat box.
Okay.
I would also like.
Okay, you would like to what? Sorry, go on, please.
No, that's not the other information is for every other person in the group, so you can just speak.
All right. So very quickly, I will drop it now so we can just like catch it up. So I'm going to be dropping my LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram on in the chat box so we can pick it up on there. Is that fine?
Yes, yeah, I believe that's okay. That's okay. Thank you so much. Okay, so for other persons on this call that wants to take a program management course or wants to refer someone, I just wanted to let you know that admissions are currently on for our Kenya class, our Anambra class also, and the online class starting in April. We're currently taking admissions, and also for our critical centers in Lekki, at Ujodi Berger, in Abuja, and in Anambra. So if you have anybody you want to refer, let them reach out to us, let them check the website, they can enter my DM and also ask questions and make inquiries. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for joining tonight's product section, and we look forward to having you again next week, Saturday. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Yes, thanks. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye, everyone.
What?
So bless you. Hmm? Hmm? Why are you hurting your body?
My body's
Now let's go. Oh, let's go. Sorry. Okay. You're not going to know. I want to go on. Better than you again. Mommy, you than you, I wanted to bring another cup when I'm going man will not get cabo.
Green cup ti te he un wolan ki be je fo na kai.
All right. Sorry. So sorry. Ele tomou o que né? No. Pass. Pass. Be careful. Pass.
I will leave you to fall.
Bacamos. Oh, never got that no more. You don't us. I never cannot go to that.
That move that you used to talk, you need to hear it from your mouth. Yeah, you say
Say-
move.
Remove. Say remove. Say
Lost
remove.
and the same move. What do you mean of move?
Us. On the boom there. Us. Don't want to hear. Yeah, remember. Us. I never care. Bien également dans le livre. Ah, il y a le bac. You know, more than that. Us. Full of cool.
Nako.
You can learn. Any comedian, I came along. Mama. Oh, you mean that? You know, I'm not doing another one option. I know you sure. Just omi pọ̀ ní ọ̀pọ̀ náà dá. Mẹ́wàá wọ́n láyé hàn. Come closer to me lẹ́yìn fún mi. Àwọn nígbà tí ẹ̀mẹ̀ wọ́n mi lọ́gbẹ̀. Wọ́n mi ṣe kí. Mo ṣe ká lọ́nà yọ lọ́gbẹ̀. You go fast more. Go fast. Go stand up small. Stand up. Just go to the front like this. Or you sit that side. So that I'll be able to stretch my hand and find you. Yes. Are you not receiving air now? Huh? And you're happy. Hmm? You're not happy. Eh? Let's see. So let's go and pour water. You need to pour water. You need water. You need that. Itu. Nah.
Sorry, I'm fine yourself. Not I know. I cannot do it, I mean. Sorry, please. It is what hold the handle. Between like And direct like that. Not hit your face. Every you guys, you know, the quad is good.
Pampers, the number of pampers in Makwa doing.
Come and give you zinc. Yeah, have you are a full tone.
I'm using the meter. Upon, I'll give you
Any man like it not give you problem. It's on your stomach.
Olha, vai generar aí. Vamos lá. Vamos lá. Vamos lá. Vamos agora lá. Give me 1 minute. Wait for me. Vamos dar a caixinha igual. Olha, não tocho. Go, come on, let's go. Tosh it.
You are going to be.
Want to see that inside something?